The Use of Fluoridation for Masked Mind Control. An article from Daniel A. Montgomery's website, found on Rense.com, author unknown. This is a Fringe Audio Reads recording. All Fringe Audio Reads are available online for private use. This is a selective recording read for fun. This is an amateur recording by a student. Visit Fringe Audio Reads online at youtube.com or find it in a search engine. Email address is fringeaudioreads@gmail.com. Reading by George Skoda. The Use of Fluoridation for Masked Mind Control. An article from Daniel A. Montgomery's website, found on Rense.com. Author unknown. The following letter was received by the Lee Foundation for Nutrition Research, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on the 2nd of October, 1954, from Mr. Charles Perkins, a chemist. I have your letter of September 29th asking for further documentation regarding a statement made in my book, The Truth About Water Fluoridation, to the effect that the idea of water fluoridation was brought to England from Russia by the Russian communist Kermenov. In the 1930s, Hitler and the German Nazis envisioned a world to be dominated and controlled by Nazi philosophy of pan-Germanism. The German chemist worked on a very ingenious and far-reaching plan of mass control which was submitted to and adopted by the German General Staff. This plan was to control the population in any given area through mass medication of drinking water supplies. By this method, they could control the population in whole areas, reduce population by water medication that would produce sterility in women, and so on. In the scheme of mass control, sodium fluoride occupied a prominent place. Repeated doses of infinitesimal amounts of fluoride will in time reduce an individual's power to resist domination by slowly poisoning and narcoticizing a certain area of the brain, thus making him submissive to the will of those who wish to govern him, a convenient light lobotomy. The real reason behind water fluoridation is not to benefit children's teeth. If this were the real reason, there are many ways in which it could be done that are much easier, cheaper, and far more effective. The real purpose behind water fluoridation is to reduce the resistance of the masses to domination and control and loss of liberty. When the Nazis under Hitler decided to go into Poland, both the German General Staff and the Russian General Staff exchanged scientific and military ideals, plans, and personnel, and the scheme of mass control through water medication was seized upon by the Russian communists because it fitted ideally into their plan to communize the world. I was told of this entire scheme by a German chemist who was an official of the great I.G. Farben Chemist Industries and was also a prominent in the Nazi movement at the time. I say this with all the earnestness and sincerity of a scientist who spent nearly 20 years research into the chemistry, biochemistry, physiology, and pathology of fluoride. Any person who drinks artificially fluorinated water for a period of 1 year or more will never again be the same person mentally or physically. Charles E. Perkins, chemist, 2nd of October, 1954. Quoting Einstein's nephew, Dr. E. H. Bronner, a chemist who had also been a prisoner of war during World War II, in a letter printed in the Catholic Mirror, Springfield, Massachusetts, January 1952, it appears that the citizens of Massachusetts are among the next on the agenda of the water poisoners. There is a sinister network of subversive agents, godless intellectual parasites, working in our country today whose ramifications grow more extensive, more successful, and more alarming each new year, and whose true objective is to demoralize, paralyze, and destroy our great republic form within, if they can, according to their plan for their own possession. The tragic success that they have already attained in their long siege to destroy the moral fiber of American life is now of their most potent footholds towards their own ultimate victory over us. Fluoridation of our community water systems can well become their most subtle weapon for our sure physical and mental deterioration. As a research chemist of established standing, I built within the past 22 years 3 American chemical plants and licensed 6 of my 53 patents. Based on my years of practical experience in the health, food, and chemical field, let me warn, fluoridation of drinking water is a chemical insanity. Sure, national suicide. Don't do it. Even in small quantities, sodium fluoride is a deadly poison to which no effective antidote has been found. Every exterminator knows that it's the most effective rat killer. Sodium fluoride is entirely different from organic calcium fluorophosphate needed by our bodies and provided by nature. In God's great providence and love, to build and strengthen our bones and our teeth, this organic calcium fluorophosphate derived from proper foods is an ineligible organic salt, insoluble in water and assimilated by the human body. Whereas the non-organic sodium fluoride used in fluoridating water is instant poison to the body and fully water soluble. The body refuses to assimilate it. Careful, bona fide laboratory experimentation by conscientious, patriotic research chemists and actual medical experiences have both revealed that instead of preserving or promoting dental health, fluoridated drinking water destroys teeth before adulthood and after by destructive modeling and other pathological conditions it actually causes in them, and also creates many other very grave pathological conditions in the internal orgasm of bodies consuming it. How can it be called a health plan? What's behind it? That any so-called doctors would persuade a civilized nation to add voluntary deadly poisons to its drinking water system is unbelievable. It is the height of criminal insanity. No wonder Hitler and Stalin fully believed and agreed from 1939 to 1941 that, quoting from both Lenin's last will and Hitler's Mein Kampf, America we shall demoralize, divide, and destroy from within. Are civil defense organizations, our agencies awake to the perils of our water poisoning by fluoridation? Its use have been recorded in other countries. Sodium fluoride water solutions are the cheapest and most effective rat killers known to chemists. Colorless, odorless, tasteless, no antidote, no remedy, no hope. Instant and complete extermination of rats. Fluoridation of water systems can be slow national suicide or quick national liquidation. It is chemical insanity. Treason. End of The Use of Fluoridation for Mass Mind Control, an article from Daniel A. Montgomery's website found on rense.com. Author unknown. Please go to www.rense.com for more anonymous articles of nature.